Hello students, welcome to EduRev. Have you ever wondered who builds our railways, runs our post, and shapes big industries? In this short lesson, we will explore how businesses are organized in India and why that matters for the economy. We will meet three main characters in this story: private firms, public sector enterprises, and global companies, along with hybrids like joint ventures and public private partnerships. Let's begin by understanding the basic split between the private sector and the public sector and what each aims to achieve. The private sector is made up of businesses owned by individuals or groups, from sole proprietorships and partnerships to companies and cooperatives. These organizations usually focus on profit, market competition, and quick decision making. The public sector, by contrast, is owned or controlled by government and includes departmental undertakings, statutory corporations, and government companies. Public enterprises are accountable to Parliament and use public funds to serve broader social and economic goals. To understand these types better, let's look at departmental undertakings first, using the railways as a familiar example. Departmental undertakings are part of ministries, have no separate legal identity, and use government rules and staff. They return revenue to the treasury, follow government accounting, and are closely supervised by ministers and civil servants. Their merits include clear parliamentary oversight and public accountability, which help protect public interest. But they often lack operational flexibility, face delayed decision-making, and struggle with innovation. Next are statutory corporations, created by a special act of Parliament with defined powers and staff rules. Statutory corporations enjoy greater independence, can enter contracts, and carry legal standing separate from direct ministry control. They can borrow funds, set policies within legal limits, and are useful instruments for focused economic projects. Yet, strict rules, political intervention, and corruption risks can limit their effectiveness in practice. A third form is the government company, defined under the Companies Act, with majority government ownership and a separate legal identity. Government companies combine corporate governance with public ownership, allowing autonomy in management while keeping public accountability. They can raise funds from markets, but may still face limits if government control becomes excessive. Now let's step back and see how history shaped these choices, starting with India's industrial policy journey. The 1948 and 1956 policies promoted public sector growth to build infrastructure and heavy industries where private investment was scarce. These policies aimed to create a mixed economy where public and private sectors worked together. Then, the 1991 reforms opened the door to disinvestment, greater private freedom, and foreign investment to boost efficiency and competitiveness. That shift allowed multinational corporations to enter India and pushed public enterprises to modernize or restructure. What roles has the public sector played that justified its prominence in early planning? First, it built vital infrastructure, transport, energy, and heavy engineering that private investors found risky or capital intensive. Second, it promoted regional balance by setting up industries in less developed areas, creating jobs and local linkages. Third, public enterprises achieved economies of scale in sectors like electricity and petroleum, where large investments mattered. Fourth, they helped check over-concentration of economic power by enabling large-scale projects under public ownership. Fifth, during import substitution phases, public companies produced heavy machinery and reduced dependence on imports. Over time, however, inefficiency, low capacity utilization, and management issues led to interventions such as referrals to the BIFR and disinvestment strategies. The lesson here for students of commerce is clear. Public ownership can deliver strategic goods, but governance and efficiency must improve to ensure value for money. Let's turn to global enterprises and joint ventures, which changed how India engages with the world. Global enterprises bring huge capital, advanced technology, strong brands, and centralized control from their headquarters. They expand markets through subsidiaries, use aggressive marketing, and often set high product and quality standards. Joint ventures combine resources and expertise from two or more partners to share risks and rewards. They can be equity based, forming a new co owned company, or contractual, where partners cooperate without creating a new entity. Joint ventures are useful for entering new markets, accessing technology, or sharing large capital costs. Public private partnerships, or PPPs, are another practical model where government and private partners collaborate on infrastructure and services. In PPPs, the government brings social objectives and sometimes capital, while private partners offer efficiency, innovation, and management skills. PPPs can speed up project delivery and shift construction risk, but they may also face environmental concerns and difficulties in attracting private finance. So, what is the key insight for commerce students and future managers? Understand that the choice of organization, departmental unit, statutory corporation, government company, private firm, or joint venture depends on the trade off between public goals, efficiency, and accountability. Policy changes like disinvestment and liberalization are tools to rebalance these trade offs toward better performance and wider participation. Good governance, clear objectives, and practical accountability mechanisms are essential no matter which form is chosen. Quick recap. Private firms aim for profit and agility. Public enterprises serve strategic and social goals. Global companies bring capital and tech, and joint ventures or PPPs combine strengths. Each form has merits and limitations. And history shows India's mix has evolved in response to changing needs and globalization. Thank you for listening. And remember that understanding these structures helps you see how economic choices affect jobs, prices, and services around you. If you enjoyed this overview and want deeper notes or practice questions, come back to EduRev for more lessons